everyone, my name is Kaikun6 and I'm here to do a shopping haul video for you guys. This is going to be somewhat of a small haul, I would say, because I haven't really been shopping that much because there's a lot of stuff that has been going on with me since last week, and so I felt like I wanted to talk about it. So this is going to be sort of like a shopping haul slash, type of vlog, I would say. But yeah, I like I said, there's a lot of stuff going on in the background, and I felt like I wanted to talk about it for a little bit. So yeah, ever since I think it was like Saturday, I want to say, this past weekend, my husband and I, we were talking about are you still going to be going to the Limp Bizkit concert and stuff like that, and I was like, yeah, I will. And so I will be explaining my experience of that one in a bit while I show you some stuff. So I recently went to a Dollar Tree, a Walmart, and then of course I got something from the concert where I felt like I'm kind of happy about that. My husband purchased it for me. So yeah, I ended up buying 2 bags of more of these mesh laundry bags. I had the plastic bags with me. I don't know what happened to the other one. I know I had it here somewhere, so yeah, here you go. Here's another one. So there's 2 bags here, so that I can just show you guys the 2 labels. I had to buy more because the ones that I had bought last time, they've one of them started ripping. I was surprised they even lasted that long, to be honest, but they were actually pretty good. And so I decided, you know what, let me go buy 2 more, or I wanted to buy 1 more, but when I was shopping with my mother-in-law yesterday, because that was when I went to go get the items from Dollar Tree, I went to go shopping with her, and yeah. So there was a lot of stuff going on. So yeah, so my husband was like, yeah, go ahead and grab them, and then that way you can use them. And I said, sure, because already a little bit of a TMI, but I have been washing my bras in there, and so they already take a lot of room in those bags. So I decided, you know what, I probably should dedicate some of those bags to just my bras. The other ones would be for socks, so that way I don't lose them in the wash. So yeah, since Saturday, it was just I don't know, we were kind of going, I was literally having an internal struggle with myself, saying should I even go to this concert, this and that. And so I ended up going anyway, and I haven't realized where it was located at for this venue, and it was my first time going even there, to be honest. So where it was at, it was on Fitzhugh Avenue, which is kind of the street where the State Fair of Texas is. And so it was my first time actually seeing the signs for the Texas State Fair, and I remember I've always wanted to go, but it was just way too hot and everything. And so I felt I just basically contradicted myself, because it was the hottest day of the week supposedly when I went, which was this just a couple days ago, since the concert was on Tuesday. And so yeah, so since then, my husband was just all right, let's go get the tickets. And so we ended up purchasing them, and then I was waiting for the third party for the app that I use. I use SeatGeek, and so I went to go use that, and I went to go purchase these tickets, this and that. And so after that, I ended up getting them through a third party, which I was kind of sus about, because it went through Live Nation and Ticketmaster and this and that, and of course recently there was a lawsuit against them because I think they got hacked or something, or their data got breached or something, and so they took away everyone's card info, personal info, and stuff like that. So I was just you know what, I probably after the concert I'm gonna go look up this information and stuff like that. And so the day after the concert, once I have fully woken up, I had to go through all the personal details that was in those accounts, and then I ended up deleting any card info that was for my husband or for myself. So yeah, anyway, just to continue on with the haul, and speaking about it, I ended up buying these too, which are burlap leaves. I ended up getting just this version of it because I know there's different colors for it, and it has the little bendable picks on there. And then I ended up grabbing these for burlap leaves, 5 pieces, I think it's each one. Yeah, it's 5 pieces, I could see that, and that one is also 5 pieces. So I saw this, one of my favorite crafters, the Shabby Tree, did something with, I think it's this leaf or this leaf, I'm not sure, but I am going to try both of them to see how it works. And what she did was she made like hanging bats from like a branch, and it just looks so really cute. And I don't know why lately now I have been like into bats lately. Usually it's always been jack-o'-lanterns and ghosts and maybe a little bit of skeletons here and there, but lately I have been just getting interested in bats. So I was just like, I don't know what's going on. Probably somebody rubbed their charm on me and probably just started liking it. So yeah. So and then I have like a couple more things from Dollar Tree that I will show right now, and they're like 2 little fabric pieces. I ended up grabbing some other stuff too for my mother-in-law. I just don't know where it's at. Probably it's still in the car somewhere. But anyway, I ended up getting like this this type of fabric. It has mushrooms on there and leaves, and then this one has like a little fox, and it's just so cute. And a little hedgehog. I did not notice that before when I was grabbing them up. But yeah, there's a mushroom. There's like a little bunny on there. I thought it was really cute. So yeah, that's everything from Dollar Tree for sure. And then yeah. And then while we were like getting ready for this concert, since like we already purchased the tickets and stuff like that, and so I ended up sitting like, well, first things first, which I was very surprised about the venue, was that, okay, they had seating options available. And so I felt like, okay, I'm getting to that age where I'm kind of getting old and tired and stuff like that, even from like doing anything. And so I ended up finding some seats that were kind of like really good. I got them from like the row E section of the upper 200 section or something from the pavilion, which that was the place that was called. And like, I did not notice that this one was in the same parking lot as the Texas State Fair. And so I felt like, oh, are there anybody there at the Texas State Fair? And apparently not. I don't know. Probably they were not going to open that day, or they just finished the event or something. I don't know. I don't know nothing about the Texas State Fair. So any events that usually doesn't like it involves the heat, or even during the summer, I'm like, hell no, I'm not gonna do it no more. So yeah. So but I made an exception because I've always wanted to see Limp Bizkit live in person for so many fucking years. Like it was like a dream come true. Like I still can't believe I actually went. Like, and so yeah, so while we were there, we were at Walmart trying to like catch up on like water and some other groceries. We still have some other stuff to catch up on groceries. We just didn't know like how much the tickets were gonna be. And so I told him that like it's either I go to the lawn section or the seating section. And so I told him about the prices, and he thought those are fair. So he ended up paying the tickets, and then so we were kind of getting a little bit things together. And then so I spotted these, and these are cute leggings. They're like Halloween leggings, I guess, from the section for No Boundaries. And I was surprised that these are a 2XL, I think. Yeah, that way I can just show you guys the label. And apparently like very stretchy. So I'm like, probably I'm gonna have to like downsize to a 2X, because they're now coming out with like different like I guess like this type of like fabric, I would say. And it's like very stretchy. It could actually fit me, because I remember one time I did bought a lot of stretchy leggings that was like up to a 3X. It literally like it felt kind of like really loose around my waist, and I did not like that, because sometimes they slid down, and I have like very wide hips in my opinion. So that's why I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to get me back to a 2XL. So yeah, so that way I can just show you guys the print on them, and they're just really cute. This has been washed and everything, so all I need to do is just put it away. The one thing I haven't washed is what I'm gonna be showing you guys in a bit. So let me just talk about the concert real quick. So so by the time it got to the day, I remember the night before on Monday, I was just like so nervous. I was like, oh my goodness, like I just hope, like I don't know what was like the anxiety type of thing that was happening in my brain or something, but I just remembered like maybe I won't be able to go because of a technical issue with the tickets or something. Since I didn't print them out or anything, everything is online now, and even if you try to print it, like I don't think they accept those. You had to use your phone, because by the time we got to the event, like we got parking, this and that. And it was free, by the way. You could have bought some parking passes or something, but I decided not to do that. So we ended up going to the general admission area for parking. We parked a little bit farther than we thought, and but it didn't matter, because we were kind of like following this group of people like to the actual venue. And so by the time we got to the area, they were like, hey, we need to check everything. And so they checked my purse and everything, and then they were trying to like see if I had the tickets on hand, and they were like, everything is digital. And so they had like these poles, and each one had like the little scanning devices on there, and they said it just says scan your ticket. And so I ended up scanning mine first, and then my husband's, and then I was just showing them like, hey, I got 2 tickets and this and that. The guy was like, that's fine as long as your husband can come through. And I said, yeah, he can. So both of them, green checks, was good to go, right? And so we ended up going in there, and of course, immediately we got to the inside of this Dos Equis pavilion, which is, that's what the place is called. Immediately we were surrounded by so many people, like of all types. Like, I really hate to say it, but we were kind of like surrounded with so many white people, and rarely any other races. Like, I think I found maybe a Muslim or 2 or something. I don't know. Like, I could just tell by the way they were talking, like in their language, like they were from like the Middle East and this and that. And I think there was one girl from India there too. So I don't know. But there was like, I was just surprised at the variety of people that showed up there. A lot of them just showed up for like certain bands or certain people that were at the concert. And so I was like, that's freaking cool, right? And so, but I know a lot of the majority of them was for Limp Bizkit, because like, yeah. So so by that time I got thirsty, I got nervous, and this and that. Oh, I forgot to say something else also, was that before I showed up to the venue, we were going through like Google Maps and stuff like that, and I found like a nearby racetrack. It was on Ferguson and Skillman, I believe, and it's like already in Dallas and stuff like that. And so I ended up going to the restroom there and this and that, because I was already fully on nervous, because I was the one driving to this venue. I told my husband I'm gonna be driving, because he's already worked, and like he usually gives me a chance to drive around anyway during on weekends, so that way he can just rest up, and if we had to go anywhere, we don't have to do all of that. So yeah, so by the time we arrived, this and that, we ended up grabbing a couple waters, and I didn't realize that the lady, like, when I told her I wanted some still water, because I saw the sign that were kind of like posted right there, and it was right there by the funnel cake area of this place. I was supposed to say bottled, but I didn't realize that I was supposed to get bottled, so we ended up getting Liquid Death, the artisanal water, whatever you want to call it. And I'm so glad that they gave me that still water, because I was like, I would be throwing this can in the trash, because I do not like sparkling water. I really do not. I hate the flavor of it. And so I was enjoying the water because I was already dehydrated, this and that. And I don't know, I was like trying to check myself earlier, but I started feeling like sunburn, like around my forehead area, and like not even like maybe a few minutes before the concert started. And so I felt like, okay, I need to put like aloe vera or some sort of cream and this and that. And so I didn't do that till like during the concert. So anyway, by the time we showed up to the venue, it was like already like 6 p.m. maybe, because they were gonna start doing it at 7. But I just decided, like, let me go finish my water, and then see what else do they have. And so I went to the merch table, and I was like, oh my goodness, I was so excited, because like there was a guy that was selling the Limp Bizkit tour t-shirts and stuff like that, and he was selling them for $30, and he had Cash App, and I was like, oh, well, I don't use Cash App anyway. And so I decided, you know what, like maybe if I find that guy again, maybe I could try to see if we can like work things out, or get Zelle or something. I don't know. It just didn't work out. And by the time we got out of the concert, we were just too tired to do anything, so we just decided, nope, we're not gonna do that. So I went to like the merch table that was like nearby where the waters are, and I just saw the prices and the numbers that they had, or like the different designs they had for these shirts. And there was one that was like $80, and it was a hoodie, and I was like, I wanted it so bad, but I'm like, I rarely wear hoodies as it is. So I was like, you know what, maybe a shirt would be cool. So I ended up getting this as the shirt. I don't know if you guys can see it on full camera or not, but it says Loserville on there, and that was awesome, because that was actually the name of the tour. And so yeah, but yeah, there you go. So it says Loserville right there, and then it has like all the dates and the locations that they have them. And so, and I got this on a size 2XL, and it's by, I think it says Morning Bot. Yes, yeah, no, Morning Boy, I'm sorry. But yeah, they had the label on the back of it. So yeah, so they have it like this. It's kind of like but there's Morning Boy on there. So I was like, oh my goodness, I really like this shirt, and I was just so happy. This is like my very first like tour band shirt, I would say. I don't know. It was my first time actually buying something like this, and I was just so excited. And I was so glad because I've always wanted a shirt that had like all the tour dates and locations on there for so many years. And then when I try to find something like that, you know, a lot of them are like sizes too small for me since I am a big girl. And so I decided, let me see if I could buy a shirt one day. And so yeah, so my husband and I I told my husband, do you want one? Because they did had it up to a 4X, and he was just like, no. And so I felt like, okay, let me go get myself a 2X one. It seemed pretty big, right? And so I got it, and then we were standing right by where once we moved out of there, we were like looking around for a little bit just to see like what kind of foods they have and stuff like that, in case if like he and I got hungry during the concert. But we didn't got hungry until after the concert. So we basically just waited, and then next thing you know, we were you know what, let's just go and get our seats, because I thought that maybe they were not gonna have us sit down at our seats or our location until a certain time. Well, apparently by the time I was done with my water and then going towards my seats where they were at, there was other people already trying to sit down. And I think not even 15 minutes after that, the concert started. It was just, wow, it was amazing. Like, I took a lot of photos, and it's in like on my personal Facebook. I did put it as like a public type of album, or like the basically the little album that's on Facebook. So I could link it down below if I could, and if not, I'm gonna see how I can post those photos somewhere on my social media somewhere, or me on my socials anyway. But if possible, I'll just link it to just like my Facebook and stuff like that. So anyway, we were like seeing like so many artists come out and singing, and then they were playing their different songs. A lot of them were kind of like familiar to me. Some of them are like, oh, they're very new, I've never heard this before, but yeah, it was like really good. So the first one to come out was the host, of course, for Loserville, which is John Carnage, and he's freaking amazing. I love him. He was literally a few feet away from me where I was sitting at, and I was like, oh my goodness, like this is the closest that I ever gotten towards John Carnage. And he's such a funny dude, and he was getting everybody riled up before the concert started. And then once it did started, Corey Feldman came out, and then they were showing like Riff Raff on there once in a while. Like, he was backstage for a little bit, and then he came out onto stage so that way he can, like, you know, sing and stuff like that. And then and it kind of went back and forth between like that for a while. Like, it was like Riff Raff and then John Carnage doing his thing, and then what else? All I can remember was during that time, it like the sun started setting down because it was already getting late. And so we were surprised that Xavier Wolf showed up, Eddie Baker and Bones also showed up, and they were also singing and stuff, and that was really good. I was very well entertained during that time. And then John Carnage came out, and then he was interviewing, or he was actually kind of like, you know, putting the microphone towards Tommy Luke, and he wanted to look for Nate No Face, which he also did show up right after Riff Raff. And so I was so surprised Nate No Face, like, he was talking about like his lifestyle and this and that, and I remember he had an accent, like he was like either from the UK or something, but it sounded so distinct, and I felt like, oh, this guy looks like one of my uncles. And what he looked like, he was like bald and he had a really thick mustache. And so I felt like, imagine a cholo living there in the UK. It was just the funniest thing for me. Me and my husband had a good laugh at that. And then so there, he did his thing, and then we went back to John Carnage with the Tommy Luke thing, and it was just really, really funny. It was really entertaining. And then by the time, what's it called? Well, we were done with Xavier Wolf and Eddie Baker and Bones, this and that, and so it was time for like John Carnage to come out, and he was trying to look for Riff Raff, which Riff Raff finally came out, also behind the stage and in the front of the stage, and then did his thing. And then you know, John Carnage just passed out in behind stage because it was so hot, and it was really hot. Luckily they had blades on top of the little like, I call it a carport, but I know it's something else, but it's like it was like a metal ceiling, and it had fans running everywhere. So it was really nice that the air wasn't still, and it was like, it was still warm, but at least it gave like a little bit of a breeze, and so I was pretty surprised about that. Excuse me. And then so after that, like they were setting up stuff for like Limp Bizkit, especially DJ Lethal's stuff in the background. Like I just saw it, like it was like the curtain, and then one of the edges of the stage was like that much of a gap, so you can tell that they were setting up DJ Lethal's stuff. And I was like, oh my goodness, it is time. And they even hung up the banner that says Limp Bizkit on there in the background. It was just amazing. I was just like, I was ready to cry, and I couldn't cry for some reason. And so and so after that, like the actual official concert started. Like for sure, we were singing so many songs. A lot of fans got up on stage on there. The one that I remember, well, two of the people I remember the most, I couldn't remember the third fan that was up there, but he was really cool too. One of them was a guy named Nathan, and he was wearing kind of like a teal turquoise type of shirt. It was really cool, and it said make money, no bitches, something like that. It was just so funny. He got to sing with Fred upstage, and it was just amazing. And then there was a 4-year-old in the pit area, and he was with his she was with her dad, and so they were like, how old is your daughter? Is 4 years old, get her up on stage. And so they got the little girl on stage, and then the father, and then so they were kind of like, you know, she was singing along to a song, and it was just amazing. It was like, oh my goodness, it felt like we were kind of like all attuned together. And so we were doing that. And then by the time he did his last song, and I think that he was just saying goodnight to everybody, and so I was just like sitting there while they finally turned on the lights, and just basically just like enjoyed the moment being there. I don't know, it was just so amazing. And by the time I was like, you know what, I am tired, I'm dehydrated, I need to go home. So we tried to get out of the parking lot as soon as we could, but they had to redirect traffic anyway because it was getting really busy. And so by the time we got out of there, we were like, okay, I'm hungry and dehydrated, I need something. And so my husband was like, where do you want to go eat? We ended up going home on 30 to go towards the In-N-Out that's like right there, Rockwall. And so we ended up going to that In-N-Out. We ate, we parked our car in the Costco parking lot that's like in the same block area. So we ended up parking there. We ate In-N-Out. I had a pink lemonade with that because for some reason I thought that was a good idea. I should have asked for water, but I ended up drinking a lot of water once I got home. But I remember in the middle of the concert, I just remember, that's why I was like touching my face a little bit, just trying to see how sensitive my skin is, because it's been a while since this skin has touched sun. So I ended up getting like the sunburn feelings like all around the edge of like my forehead and my face. Like I feel it more right here, like where the edge of my eyeballs are and stuff. And so I remember I immediately grabbed my lotion, and I ended up like putting lotion all over this and all over my cheeks and my face, and I instantly felt better. But it got worse in the morning. I started feeling the sunburn area right here, like in this section where my eyes are, or basically where the eyeliner should be right here, you know. And so but yeah, so by the time we got home, we put away our stuff. Like I was grabbing like all my merch, like, well, basically this and like my t-shirt and this and that. I ended up just going to sleep because by the time we arrived home and just settled in, it was already like past midnight. It was crazy. And so the next day, I woke up, which was yesterday. I felt so sluggish. I think like I woke up like one time at 4 in the morning, and then I didn't woke up until like 8:33 or something like that, because I just remembered I turned on my phone to go potty and then look at myself in the mirror to see if I was really sunburned. I don't know, I can't even tell from like my phone or anything, but I bet you I'm kind of like sunburnt right here and right here, who knows. But I will put some aloe vera stuff on my face once I'm done recording this video. But yeah, so after that we ended up getting like breakfast, this and that, and then I was just so tired. And then of course my mother-in-law texted, you know, my husband and saying, hey, like, I need to do something with a key. Can y'all, like, come and join us? And we were like, yeah, sure. So we ended up doing, like, a little bit of a shopping trip, and then, you know, that's where I got all this stuff from Dollar Tree from. We had to stop by at a couple of them, but it was fine because I haven't been Dollar Tree shopping in forever, and the last time I was in one, it was for my friend that just had her surgery a week ago. And so, yeah. So anyway, after that, we came back home finally. We ended up, I think my husband ended up eating, like, leftovers also. Whatever leftovers we had for that day. Like, we ate that for, like, a lunch / dinner type of thing because it was getting late. And honestly, I still feel dehydrated. Like, I still feel tired from all that. But it, like, a lot of people will tell me, like, oh, you're gonna get, like, the post-concert depression type of thing. Honestly, I don't feel it yet. Maybe because I'm still kind of, like, shocked that I still went to that concert, and, like, just to finally see Fred Durst, Sam Rivers, John Otto, and DJ Lethal in person. It's just amazing. And, like, they had 2 TV screens on the from, like, opposite sides of the stage, so if people couldn't see the stage very well, you could actually see the screens. And even then, it was just so crazy, like, just to see them in person. I don't know, I'm still a little bit of starstruck on it, and I keep playing around with my my leggings. I'm kind of, like, nervous on trying them on hopefully soon. But yeah, and also this too, I forgot about this shirt. I forgot, like, I don't know if I showed it before in a shopping haul video or not, but if I have, my bad. And if not, I just probably bought another one. And this is from Time and True. It's kind of like a tunic style type of shirt. And I got that also at Walmart. And so this one was, like, a good fit. This one was going to be replacing my Luxe tunic blouse. And it was from Old Navy. It's, like, a very, very long shirt that is, like, way past my waist area. So it could be kind of, like, probably labeled as, like, a mini dress, I would say. But not really. It's still a t-shirt form. But anyway, or maybe a t-shirt dress, maybe, but still, it's like, it's short enough for that, but then it's not long enough for that, but it's kind of like in between that. So anyway, so yeah, I'm kind of very happy that I went to the concert and this and that. I did took my friend that, well, when I was in California last time I was there, and back in November of last year, like, my friend gifted me, like, that Fred Durst bear from Build-A-Bear. I did took him with me. It's just I was not allowed to bring him in the venue due to they were concerned that it might have some stuff in there. They were gonna cut him open to see if he had anything wrong with him, because he, like, it didn't trigger the metal detectors that they had, which they had metal detectors. I was shocked about that, but they still needed to check everything, and I'm like, I do not want to risk them tearing up my friend's gift for me. So I decided, you know what, is it possible I go back to my car and then come back? And they said yeah, and so I had to go leave my poor friend Fred in the car. So yeah. But anyway, but yeah, I think that's it. That's all I can tell you about my experience. It's just, I'm still starstruck. I really am. And, like, and I thought I met some of my friends that were on that new metal page that I follow on Facebook. But I'm not sure if any of them actually did show up, or they showed up later and I didn't recognize them, or they didn't recognize me. I don't know. But I was just shocked because I thought they were going to show up and just wanted to, like, just chill and hang out and stuff. But no. Oh well, but that's okay. All I remember was I had so much fun. Like, I kept thanking my husband all the time, like, thank you for letting me go or something like that, because to be honest, like, he knew I was gonna go eventually, but he wanted to kind of, like, you know, hype me up to see if I was gonna be ready to go and this and that. And so by the time we were already at the venue, I was just like, oh my fucking god, I am here, you know. And so, but I was just glad that it was over with, because I was already hot and dehydrated and hungry and this and that. And so yeah, and I sang my heart out, for sure. I sang my heart out whenever everybody was singing also. And I wanted to give a shout out to those 2 women that were sitting right next to me on my left side, because those women went, like, they were literally, like, the lookalike dancers from the girls in the background, or the girl dancers in the background of their music video Rolling. They dressed up the part really well. They looked like them. They were both blonde and skinny and white and stuff like that, and they were just so lovely. And yeah, so I was like, I didn't like meant to like bump into them or anything. They didn't meant to bump into me while we were singing and stuff, but like we just kind of like respected each other, and that was it. But shout out to them. They're very nice girls, like for respecting that. So yeah, and I think that's it. That's all I'm going to talk about. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but hopefully soon I will do something about with my friend that's still in the hospital from her surgery, because it was a hip replacement, so I know it's going to take her a while for her to recover and stuff like that. So I am hoping once she does get out of the hospital, that would be the last time I'll ever help her, to be honestly. If this is your first time watching this video, hi. I think you guys should watch like a previous video I talked about a friend of mine that just got surgery for her hip replacement, so that way y'all can know what happened since then and stuff. All I know, I could just tell you like a little bit of a short summary. She's a good friend that came from my mother-in-law. I've known her over the years since then, and then she started kind of like being disrespectful, a lot of stuff, kind of criticizing me on a lot of stuff, and so I felt like I cannot handle that pressure no more, because there was a reason why I did wanted to be like a hermit crab for a while, and if I wanted to see people, I could see people, but not like this often. And she does live alone and this and that, so I thought maybe she wanted to socialize and do that, and even then it was just already terrible. And so she affected my mental health really, really badly, and so I felt like after she's getting out of the hospital, I'll tell her I'm not gonna help her no more. Like, I remember even her insurance company was gonna offer me a voucher of a good some amount of money, so that way I can help her after her recovery once she gets home. And I told myself, like, even that amount of money is not worth for my mental health. And so I felt like I'm just gonna talk to her when she actually calls me when she gets out of the hospital, so that way I'll just tell her like, yeah, we'll go back home to my place, you drop me off, and then you can take back your car, which I have been like kind of like babysitting on my property. So that way she don't have to worry about somebody else in the neighborhood, or just somebody randomly where she lives at try to steal or break into her house, this and that. So yeah, so that's the whole ordeal thing. And I'm hoping that I do not deal with her after she comes home from the hospital. I just hope that once she gets her car back, she'll never have to talk to me again. And I felt like after all that ordeal, I might have to block her number from my phone, because I do not want her to think like, oh, just because some time passed, maybe she will try to see if I can help her again. Never again, you know, like, it's just terrible. Like, I just want to go back to a normal life where I'm not bitter anymore. After this concert, it just made me realize, like, I shouldn't even be bitter. Like, I was actually finally enjoying myself for just basically the past 4 weeks had been like really terrible because of her. And so I felt like my mental health really got better as the concert was going through. And then now it's like after the concert, I felt like I'm done and I'm gonna start feeling a little bit better from there. So I'm gonna do what I can to improve my mental health, and that would be to listen to more music and writing more. And then hopefully I'll start crafting again, because I haven't been crafting at all. All I've been doing was just gathering items for craft items. So I felt like I need to start doing that, start crafting and all that stuff. And maybe do a little bit of cleaning here and there, and probably like post up some stuff on Mercari again, since I haven't done that in a little bit. I have been selling items on there, but not really. So yeah, anyway, I am going to go now. I am going to put away all these craft items that I have gotten. I'm going to wash this shirt. I'm going to go put this away in my closet, so that way I'll have it ready for Halloween. And then basically just wait till my friend calls me and be like, yeah, I'm discharged from the hospital, so that way you can come and pick me up with my car, and then that way she can drop me off back at the house at my place, and then she can go back home after that. So yeah, so yeah, I'm just gonna go now. So yeah, so hopefully you guys have a lovely day and a lovely week, and I'll see you guys next week, hopefully with a crafting video, or if not, maybe another shopping haul video or something else, who knows. But it's gonna be a random one. So yeah. So bye everyone.